Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for the week of August 7th. This week, we're just going to jump right in here. You have this sports card. It says, collaborate or work as a team to boost your finances. You have this money manager. It says, expect positive financial change in your life. So there clearly is something going on in your finances. It could be a positive financial change. You start off with the Emperor, the Three of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. So it's like a change in your fortunes. I do feel like the Three of Swords, number one, could be talking about forgiveness, like needing to forgive a past person, or just so that it, like, I feel like something is kind of taking up a little bit too much brain space or something like that. So definitely time to think, to release something so that you can move on. But you also have the Wheel of Fortune, which tells me, that your fortunes are changing in your favor. So it's like things are improving. Things are starting to go in the right direction, or they will be very shortly here. And so I do like to see this. I think that there are going to be a lot of kind of improvement happening in your life. I also feel that for some of you, this is about about needing to take action on something that you've been hesitating on. Again, every single water sign has had this week, and it kind of in a different way, but every single water sign has had something about needing to make a move towards something. And going this way, you have Emperor, Four of Cups to the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands represents taking action towards something without knowing whether or not it's going to work. I look at her as a queen of learning as she goes. She is willing to kind of explore an idea that she has for her life, and she just is really following her bliss. She's following her happiness. She normally has that sunflower, and that sunflower points towards the sun. And that's what she uses to guide herself. She trusts that her joy, her bliss is going to lead her in the right direction. So I definitely feel that here. And I feel the Emperor is saying it's time for you to take action. I do feel for some of you, this could be about healing a past situation with the Three of Swords here. Needing to, let go of a person who could have been controlling or trying to control you. I would also watch your health with this card. All three water signs have had something about this, so, I think it would be a good week to make sure you're staying healthy, that you're doing what you need to do to stay healthy, and like all that other good stuff. I don't think the Three of Swords necessarily only, represents like a heartbreak or anything like that. Some of you, of course, could have bought into some sort of illusion here. You also have the Moon with the Four of Cups, which could, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but that could basically be buying into an illusion of a person, or they put up some sort of illusion that you bought into. So maybe that needs to be forgiven or released if you did that. But at the same time, you have the Wheel of Fortune. We are in a time of cycles. I also feel we're in a time where it's critically important that we pay attention to the cycles that are happening in our lives. The Wheel of Fortune is, your destiny, it's fate, but it's really, the thing with the Wheel of Fortune, it is your destiny how you see it. It is your personal vision for your life, the direction you see your life moving. It's not necessarily, some people read it as a Wheel of Karma and things like that as well, which it can definitely represent. But the thing with the Wheel of Fortune is we can control it. We can control the direction that the wheel spins in. We can do this, number one, most importantly, is by being at the center of the wheel. When you're at the center of the wheel, it's like you always will see good things and bad things coming towards you, right, with the wheel. But when you pay attention, then you're able to actually take advantage of the wheel, And so people always ask for examples. It's like some quick examples are like not ignoring bills, for example, not creating bigger issues in your life. It's like if you're doing things like ignoring a bill, for example, that you can't pay, then you're not kind of living on the wheel. You're allowing the Wheel of Fortune to happen to you. And you might be saying, Chris, I can't pay the bill. What am I supposed to do? And really, the answer is to tackle it head on, right? The answer is to, call whoever it is and be like, I can't pay this. What are my options, right? And, I think people are afraid to do that, but and trust me, I get it. For 8 years, I couldn't pay my bills, so I totally understand. But, what I would say here is that I think when you take control, then you're taking control of your life. And when that happens, the universe starts to kind of happen for you, right? And things start to get out of your way. And I did it. I dug myself out. So, to me, it truly can happen that way. The other thing we can do with the Wheel of Fortune is educate ourselves. All four signs, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo, that are normally on the outside of the wheel, they have books, so it represents education. And, there's normally a sphinx at the top of the wheel, which represents mystery. Sphinxes in the tarot kind of represent the mysteries of the universe, but it doesn't say it's a mystery. It doesn't say, oh, if you can't pay a bill, it's a mystery. Just deal with the mystery. Don't even look into it. It says no, look into the mystery, learn about it. Same thing with anything else that is a mystery to you. It could be love, could be business, whatever. It just says learn. With the Emperor, you have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is a card of success and standing out. I kind of feel like you're bossing up here, really. This actually looks very good. So I feel that you could be being seen as being successful or kind of having a victory. With the Three of Swords, you have the Five of Swords. Yeah, definitely someone lied here. There was definitely a liar or some sort of, illusion. Maybe you feel like it was an illusion. This person, a person, whatever the case may be. They could be trying to come back with the Wheel of Fortune. I would say no, of course. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Four of Wands. The universe wants you to be free. Four of Wands, of course, can represent marriage. And, if you want to get married, sure. I feel like there could be marriage coming in for you. But really, the Four of Wands is a card of freedom. It is a card of setting yourself free. It's also a card of completion. Normally, I look at the Four of Wands as a finish line card. There's normally that garland at the top of the Four of Wands. And once you cross through those Four of Wands, you are set free. So you can represent completing a cycle. And I feel like here, that there's some sort of cycle that either needs to be completed or has been completed. I'm not sure yet. We're going to have to clarify the rest of the reading to find out. But next, you have this October card. This is coming up in the area of what you need to hear right now. It says, breaking free from fear. There you go. It says, hesitation may cost you. Be bold. Queen of Wands. Definitely a time to be bold, to be assertive, to go for what you want. You have a swinging card. It says, moving back and forth in time. Let go of the past to see a future. Are you kidding? That is everything that we've been talking about. So I feel it's time for you to let go of the past and to definitely start thinking more towards the future. And I also feel it's time for you to boldly move in this direction right here. You have this Ingenuity card. This deck here, by the way, I keep forgetting the name of it. It's new. It is called the Forager's Daughter Tarot, and it is awesome. I love it so far because it has bugs on it, and I love bugs. So there you go. But there are some oracle cards in it. This one says Ingenuity. So I feel like you need to be creative or find creative solutions to the things that you're doing. Not even problems. I don't even think this is saying like, oh, you need to find these creative solutions to problems that you're dealing with. I feel it's saying like, hey, you could get more from this, which is the Moon card. The moon can represent illusions, fantasies, but really the moon has a path straight down the middle of the card. And at the end of that path are some mountains which represent achievements. And I literally just said it to Pisces. I'm going to say it to you. To me, the moon says there are things you want to accomplish. You need to go straight to the end of those mountains so that you can accomplish something great. But it's like the moon just exists up here. It's something that needs to be brought back down to earth. Same thing here. You have the Seven of Cups, and same thing. The Seven Cups just exist up here. It's like a fantasy that needs to be brought back down to earth, or needs to be brought down to earth. So I feel for a lot of you that you need to be creative. You need to have ingenuity to be able to bring something down to earth. You have the Four of Cups, fearing disappointment, fearing that you're going to make a wrong move is really what I'm getting here. Wondering if it's going to be an illusion again. I freaking love this Four of Cups because there's two cups up here, but then the other two cups are in the water. And it's the moon that is casting the kind of the reflection here in the water. So, damn. That is such a good way to kind of show the Four of Cups, right? It's like, is it real? The Four of Cups, it's like the guy has his arms folded. That cup is reaching out, right? And, kind of reaching towards him. And he's just sitting there looking at it. He's not grabbing onto the cup because he's tried to manifest things before. And he's like, is this real? Is this a real offer? Is this a fake offer? And I kind of feel that here where it's like you're wondering if something is real or fake. Like, is it a fantasy or is this reality? It could be a love offer because you go up to the Knight of Cups going up this direction here. So it could be a love offer, but it could also just be something that you're working on. So let's see. With the Ingenuity card, you have the King of Pentacles. Yes, are you kidding? King of Pentacles, bad, right? King of Pentacles, you might be saying, Chris, King of Pentacles is a good card. No, King of Pentacles is a card of convention. And right now, we need to not be conventional. I feel we need to be unique. We need to look for other ways of doing things. That Ingenuity card is literally all about doing things a different way or coming up with different ways of solving the same problem so that you can be more successful. So I don't really think the King of Pentacles is a bad card, of course, but he just does things the same way. Sometimes there's nothing wrong with that. But in right now, I always tell people that I think we're in a time where 80% of the time in all areas of your life, do what works, right? Just do the same old stuff that has always worked. 20% of the time, we are in a time of evolve or die. It's like if you're not growing, you are decaying. So, I feel we need to make sure that we're trying new things, having new experiences, things like that. With the Four of Cups, here you go. Queen of Pentacles, divine counterparts. There's definitely, if you want love, I feel there could be a divine counterpart coming in for you. Could be a water sign, an earth sign, or a mixture of both, and take it how it resonates. But I love the King and Queen of Pentacles together as far as divine counterparts are concerned, because they're two people who want something permanent. So if you're attracting love, I would definitely say this is a very solid connection. It might require a little ingenuity to make it happen, but I feel it could be a very solid connection. I also feel this could be your finances as well. For some of you, this is both. I feel it's both love and money, but you're doing something. Your unique ideas that's what's going to increase your finances. So you might have unique ideas. I also feel like you might have sudden insights here, and you need to pay attention to that. You end with the Tower, but the Tower is coming up in the area of the good stuff, and this gives me the vibes of having an idea that you should ask your boss for a raise if you have a job, for example. And it's like if you go and do it, then you might get a raise. The Tower can represent a flash of insight, a sudden realization, sudden insights, and things like that. So I feel you need to pay attention to that. With the Moon, you have the Six of Swords. Yep, definitely moving on to calmer shores, moving towards improvements, moving towards success, letting go of things that have been holding you back. This is all going to be really good stuff for you. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this card that says, True love will find you in the end. There you go. You have this card that says, don't forget to fulfill your needs while helping others. So make sure to balance things out as you are, having new beginnings here. You have the Knight of Cups, the Magician, and the Queen of Wands. I feel like you're very attractive at this time. It doesn't matter what gender you are, but with that Queen of Wands, I feel you could definitely be attracting a Knight of Cups into your life. Like, look, it's like a moth to the flame. Look at these moths going to this flame here. So either someone's very attracted. I feel like the attraction will be mutual if you're attracting a new person with this Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is a knight in shining armor. Definitely a new person. You have the Magician here. So the Magician usually is, the Magician is card number 1. So to me, it is like a new person, something new, a new beginning. So I feel for a lot of you, this is something new. Could be someone who's really good at manifesting, but I kind of feel the manifestations could be you as well. The Knight of Cups also represents a time where you have to create things when you might not have the resources. And I'm saying this because you have the Queen of Pentacles, which is the card of resourcefulness. The Knight of Cups, he's standing in the desert and he's got that water flowing in front of him. He could easily plant seeds in front of that water and they will grow even though he's in the desert. So, it's kind of like an energy of like needing to try to create something even if you feel like you don't have the resources or the things that are necessary. And so I do feel that for a lot of you where you might have ideas to like start a business or to start something else. And I feel this is saying like, hey, you might think you don't have the resources, but you actually do. You have the Magician, which is you are able to manifest what you need into your life. So use your powers of manifestation. You will be very successful. I also feel if like one thing isn't working, like look at this. You have the Ingenuity card, the Magician, and the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is only seeing one way of doing things. The Magician, he sees many ways to do anything that he wants to do. He has mastery over all the suits in the tarot. So if you're finding yourself stuck, just try a different tool. Try something different or new in your life. You have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, really kind of charging towards the things that you want and desire in your life. So I feel it is time for you to like charge towards success with the Queen of Wands. I feel it is time for you to get moving on things that you want to like create in your life as well. Again, I would move towards the sun with the Queen of Wands. I think that's always the solution or the way to work with the Queen of Wands energy is to move towards things that you are attracted to and things that make you happy. With the Knight of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, again, twice in your reading. So that's pretty nice to have the Wheel of Fortune twice and in the same diagonal as well. This could be love that changes your life as well. So you could be attracting a person where, they really change your life. I'm getting like, I feel like this person, it's kind of funny because, I feel this is one of those situations where it's almost like there's nothing to fix here. I feel like this is a good thing. It's like, I feel like you both maybe have similar upbringings or something like that. So it's almost like there's no issues. I'm not saying there won't be issues, of course, but, I think we need to be realistic here. But it's almost as if I get this feeling of, just like there's no, it maybe feels very different because there is no drama or something. I don't know. With the Magician, you have the Seven of Pentacles here. You have 2 sevens. I thought so. You have 2 sevens here. 2 sevens to me represents internal fears that don't exist. So definitely a time to let your fears go. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles is holding on too tightly to the past. But again, King of Pentacles as well in this reading. Both cards to me just represent the way things have always been done. And we're literally in a time where we have to do things differently, like right here. Eight of Swords is your solution, actually, because it's showing up in the good stuff. So doing things in a different way. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Mouse Spirit, says tend to the small things. You have this Electric Eel, it says bring your ideas to life. All 3 water signs readings this week were about bringing your ideas to life. I think it's a great time for background work. Again, we have Venus retrograde, we have Mercury going retrograde at the end of the month. Retrogrades don't say don't work, they just say rework, right? So I think behind the scenes work, foundational work is a great thing to do during retrogrades. Redoing things that you didn't do correctly in the past, revisiting work that you didn't do correctly in the past. It's always like a great thing to do at this time. And again, you could be bringing new life to things that have died. It's like, I always think of, it's like this channel, right? It's like there's so many videos where I probably said things that could be almost that have just died because tarot is like churn and burn. You're just churning out videos, right, as a tarot reader, and some great things from years ago have probably just gone to the graveyard. So it's like maybe it would be a good time for me to go revisit some bangers from the past and say, like, how can I breathe new life into this, right? But it's like, how can you do that? It's like, how can you revisit things from the past and breathe new life into it? We're not talking about like a person here. We're talking about, any projects or ideas or things that you've been thinking about for a long time. It's perfectly acceptable to work on a business again or an idea that you have been working on since before the retrograde. It's like, that's not, people always come to me, they're like, I've been thinking about doing X, Y, and Z. Can I start during the retrograde? I'm like, well, there's your answer right there. You've already been thinking about it since before the retrograde, or you've already at least gotten started. So yes, of course you can get started. The other thing I always tell people is like, actually, I love starting things during retrogrades because you're probably going to make a lot of mistakes and things might be different after the retrograde, but it doesn't matter. Usually that can be a good thing. So, I think it's perfectly acceptable, but I think you're kind of breathing life into things, or you're bringing an idea to life. You have the Tower, the Seven of Cups, and the Eight of Swords. Again, the Tower is going to be good no matter what because it's showing up in the area of the good stuff. You are the Tower card. Number 1, it's your card. But number 2, I do feel you could be going through a reinvention cycle. Knight of Cups as well. There's something about, sometimes, this is not accurate tarot, but sometimes I do feel that the Knight of Cups kind of is a card of reinvention in some ways because, again, he's gone into the desert. He could plant his seeds in front of that water. He's like scrying with that cup. He's looking into that cup, imagining his future life or, how he wants to create it. So I feel a lot of you could be reinventing yourselves. You have the Seven of Cups here. Seven of Cups, I feel like something needs to be brought down to earth, or something, it's like something needs to be created here, or you need to create something here, and something that you've been dreaming of, and this is coming up in the good stuff, so I do feel some of you are kind of like bringing an idea to life here. You have the Eight of Swords, again, and showing up in the good stuff. So I feel you could be setting yourself free from, some sort of prison or somewhere where you have been stuck, basically. So that looks good. With the Tower, you have the High Priestess. Some of you could be attracting a Pisces. You have Pisces about 900 times, but everybody gets Pisces right now. Everybody gets the Moon. Everybody gets the High Priestess. To me, we have Saturn and Pisces, Neptune and Pisces. Sometimes I just feel that these having major arcana, like I usually look at major arcana as, people who could be coming in the reading, but, among the other readings as, meanings as well. But also, like I said, at this time, though, I think we are in a time of mystery. I think we are in a time where we have to trust our intuition, where we have to explore potential. The High Priestess is the card of unlimited potential. She has no roof over her head. And again, something people forget about the High Priestess is she doesn't just represent intuition and mysteries. She represents potential. She represents the fact that, if you explore a mystery, or if you put the work in to learn more about something that is mysterious to you, what it could create for you is huge. There is no limit to the potential that something has. The only limit is you. So with the Seven of Cups, you have the Eight of Wands. Seven of Cups is clearly a dream that needs to get started. Eight of Wands is quick success, but there could be some fears in the way. So if you're thinking about starting something new, especially if it's a new project, I would get moving. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Star. Yes, definitely like a wish or wish fulfillment. Another card of a dream. The Star is like your North Star. You have the Queen of Wands right here. The Queen of Wands, again, moves towards the sun, which is a star. But, again, I feel for a lot of you, this is saying you need to get moving towards some sort of goal, wish, or dream. We're going to pull 5 main themes. You have this horse. It says a short journey. I do feel like some of you could be traveling, or travel could be a good idea. Even the tower in the good stuff, even the tower not in the good stuff, the tower can just be a move. You have this dog close up. It says pleasure with a close friend. I feel like you need to spend more time with friends, or there could be a lot of benefits in you spending time with people you're close with here. Next, you have this woman card. Oh, I always clarify these. People card says dealings or relationships with a woman. You have this broken wishbone. It says wish will not be granted. Again, I kind of have disappointments here. Again, it might be any gender. I would say that if you have a person in your life where they're always breaking their promises, I feel this is saying you need to be careful of this person. So definitely something to think about. You have this bow. It says you are highly thought of. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands, on the positive side of things, she is always very highly thought of. So it doesn't matter what gender you are. I feel like you're being looked up to at this time. You have this younger woman card. It says dealings or relationships with a younger woman. And then you have this mountain. It says major challenge to overcome. I feel like this is a knowledge gap. Wheel of Fortune twice in your reading. This to me says there might be something in front of you that looks like a mountain, but when, I feel if you learn about it, it's going to become, a grain of sand, literally. And that is a powerful image that is popping into my head there, Scorpio. So damn, number one. But number two, I literally feel you could turn something like a mountain into a grain of sand if you just did your research, on whatever it is. It's almost like you're making something too big. If you break it down, I feel it will become much easier. But pretty interesting reading here. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.